I used to walk in the arcade and all my older cousins being there. They was about probably 7 to 10 years older than me. So, you know, I'm 12 and they're fucking 20, 21. Some of them maybe slightly younger than that. But, you know, smoking weed. And this arcade was dark too. When you walked in, the walls were black and all you could see was the machines and everybody's eyes and teeth. You couldn't really see anything else. You just seen the glow from the machines, and you seen the orange tips of cigarettes and blunts and joints and shit. At this particular time, I didn't know it was weed. I didn't know what the fuck that smell was. But that was my arcade experience. And then that got shut down because too many people, majority of them being my cousins and people from the projects that was right next to the mall, they were cutting school and hanging out in there all day. All fucking day. Yeah, there was a security guard, but what the fuck is he gonna do? Everybody go home before I call the police. And then everybody leave and then they come right back 10 minutes later. So, I remember one day going to the mall and the 2 big black doors was closed. And there was a little white note on it. I finished my Burger King food and I walked towards the doors. And the note, you know, I started focusing my eyes on the note and I seen arcade and I walked closer, closed, got closer, and the bottom word said permanently. And I was like, damn. You know, we had random machines. We had random little gaming machines around town. Like, you know, everybody got that convenience store with the 2 machines in it, or the laundromat with the fucking old dusty machine with the fucking sticky buttons and half a joystick, or the machine in the fucking Chinese food place. Fucking put your quarter in and the credit doesn't even count and you just threw a quarter away. You tell them, yo, I lost my quarter, and they don't believe you because plenty of people did that scam before you ever came around. So yeah, once the arcade closed, that was a wrap. But anyways, back to the Nathan story. So I jump up and I run around. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Memories is hitting me, but yeah, I'm running around Nathan's and I see this that machine that where I was eating earlier, and it had like 40 people around it, and everybody just, oh, yo, yeah, this nigga, yo, and all that shit. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, you had to see what was going on. You had to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a kid, you had to know what was so fucking hype. Like, all the other machines that had people playing them, and you see the smile on their faces with the drool hanging out their mouth because they're enjoying their experience, their gaming experience. But this machine had like it was like a ride around this machine. And just, oh, you lost, yo, you got bodied. Well, not bodied. They didn't use that terminology back in the day. It was just, you got fucked up. And you just hear, oh, how I feel, that's a quarter thrown away, you just threw away a quarter, you suck. And I'm like, damn, and everybody's jumping around going crazy. So I go over there and I can't see shit because I'm barely 5 feet back then, and all these other dudes is 5'10", almost 6 feet, and I'm jumping around trying to just get a glimpse. I couldn't even see the screen. I didn't even know what it was for a minute. I just had to be around that whole thing, that the whole aura, that all that hype. I just had to be around that. I didn't even understand what was going on. And then you know, the dude got his ass kicked and everybody got hype again, and he walked away. And you know how that was in arcades. Somebody always said, yo, I got next. Right before somebody got their ass whooped and they got sent off the machine, you heard, yo, I got next. And the dude who just got bodied would do the shameful walk with his head down like he looking for change or something, to the back of the line, to the back of the crowd. Or he might have did the salty walk where he just walk away. He go get something to drink, or he go outside, take a breather, because He just don't want to see anything that's game related right now because he just got his ass handed to him. So when he walked away, I ran up to the front, not to play, but I ran up to the front just so I could hang out on the side. Because you know, when you that little kid, you can't see directly behind. If you standing behind the two people playing and you fucking 4 foot nothing, you can't see over nobody's shoulders if they 6 feet or 5'10" or whatever the fuck. As long as they taller than 4 feet, you can't see shit. So I had to stand next to the machine and peer my head around. And that's what I did. And the dude who called next, he was like, yo, watch out, shorty, watch out. And he put his quarter in. And this is the first time I laid my eyes on Street Fighter 2 World Warrior. Good God, man. I don't know what the fuck it was about this game. I don't know what it, I still can't explain it, but I fell in love that day, man. And I think from that day that my eyes seen that game, just seeing it, I didn't even get to play it until I don't know if it was a year later. It had to be a year later, man. It feels like it, man. Maybe it was half a year. But it just felt like an eternity. But I didn't know what the fuck this game was, man. But that dude put his quarter in, and I looked at the screen, and to this day I remember it was on Blanca's stage. The guy was using Blanca, and the guy who just put his quarter in chose Ryu, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I have it backwards. Either way, I know it was a Blanca versus Ryu. Ryu, whatever. I like to say Ryu, but I'm so used to saying Ryu. But I'm not here to be a Nazi about how to pronounce shit. Fuck all of that. I don't care. I'm not doing all that shit. Some nerd to come around to him. No, this is how you say it in Japanese and this and that. Shut the fuck up. Ryu, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways. I don't know what it was, man, but the dude, I remember seeing it, and it was just like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm not sure. I think I've seen a fighting game before that, but it was something about this one. And it wasn't even just, I didn't just look at it and fall in love immediately, but it was that match, that Ryu versus Blanca match. I seen the dude do the Blanca ball, where he does the ball across the screen. And, I was like, what the fuck was that? It's like, what? What did he just do? And then the Ryu play was throwing his Hadouken, just Hadouken, Hadouken, Hadouken. And I'm like, what? Fireballs? This guy just did a Blanca ball and now he's throwing fireball. I'm like, what the fuck? Because every other fighting game before that, all I seen was punches and kicks. It looked like a regular beat 'em up. It was like, fighting games to me was a wrestling game. That was fighting. Or a boxing game. But this was just so different. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? So, guys spamming those Hadoukens, which I respected. I got no problem. I don't like to say spam. When I say spam, I'm saying it as he's throwing a lot of them. Some people use the term spam as in he was cheating because no, fuck that. I'm not like that. Yo, you do what it takes. Do whatever you got to do to win, man. But the guy does another Blanca ball, and you just hear Shoryuken. He Shoryuken. He dragon punched the Blanca ball, and I just seen yellow life turn into red life, and it was just like, what the fuck just happened? When he did that, everybody was like, yo, going crazy, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And that's when I fell in love. When I seen that Blanca ball, it's like the Blanca ball, Street Fighter was giving me some head. It's like, wow, this feels good. That Shoryuken into the Blanca ball or kill Blanca, it's like Street Fighter let me put it in for the first time. It's like I had sex, yo. I don't know what, that's the only way I can explain it. I just fell in love when I seen that shit, man. I don't know what it is, but I just fell in love. And that's the day, I remember I was glued to the fucking I must have been there for a minute. I don't know how long I was there, man, but it felt like an eternity. And then I ran back to where my mom was at, because I know she was probably heated that I was taking so long, or I just ran off like that. And then I remember we went back home, and that shit was in my head. And when we went back home, all I had was my regular fucking games, like my Nintendo and shit. And I was playing Mario and whatever else I had. I probably only had Mario because we weren't wealthy or anything back then. And I never really had a bunch of games or anything. But whatever the fuck I was playing, it wasn't Street Fighter. And it didn't matter. It was so lackluster, man. I couldn't even play Mario. Like, before that, I could play Mario. I beat that shit a billion times. But it's like a game. You come home and you playing a game. Or whatever game my cousin let me borrow. You playing the game. But once I seen Street Fighter, it's like nothing else mattered, man. Nothing else mattered. And all I knew was I had to get that game into one of these stores in my neighborhood. Now, earlier I had mentioned that the arcade in the mall closed down. The arcade in my town, the arcade in the mall, shut down permanently. And that arcade was about a 20-minute walk away from me. It was on the other side of town. I had a pizza shop that was about 2 minutes away from me. I run up the street, make a left, and on that strip was Chinese store, convenience stores, you know, deli stores, a ice cream shop, and a video place. Y'all don't know about the video place. I'm not even talking about Blockbuster. I'm talking about that mom and pop shit. We had a Casa video, then we had some Mr. Peterson's videos and shit. But this strip, I ran up the street and I went right to the pizza shop. And there was this guy, the guy who worked there, his name was Gino. Gino fucking was a cool motherfucker, man. Like, his pizza shop was basically the spot to hang out at when school was out. Everybody would come home and we run right to the pizza shop and we buy slices and we play games. I didn't care about playing games anymore for a minute. I went directly to Gino's pizza store, and he said, I walked in and he goes, "Hey, Jay, 4 quarters?" Because that's all I was, you know, when you were a kid, all you run to the counter, hand him that dollar bill, 4 quarters, please, so you can fucking throw it away on games that'll guzzle your change in less than 5 minutes. I told him, no 4 quarters. He's like, "Oh, what, slice?" I'm like, "Nope." And I was like, "Yo, Gino, there's a game you have to get here." I said, "See these games? See that pinball machine? Who the fuck plays that?" He's like, Me, I'll play it. I'm like, "No, Gino, no. You don't understand, man. I seen something and you need to get it. If you get it, you will get paid." I didn't know how to fucking, you know, how the arcade business works. You know, you get a machine in your store. Every quarter that goes into that machine ain't yours, but I didn't know how it worked. But I just knew he needed to get that shit there. Because the Nathan's that I went to was a fucking 2 towns over. I was like, "Yo, get rid of this bubble bottle shit. No more, man." I said, that's sitting right next to the window. You know, every machine that's next to the window is the machine that nobody played. That's how it really worked in the store. In this store, the machine closest to the inner side of the store, the machine furthest away from the window on the opposite side of the store was the machine that had all the hype. The one next to that, some hype. The one next to that, less hype. And the one closest to the window, no hype. It's almost funny the way that works. It's like, because nobody wants to play a game with the fucking sun glaring on it. You gotta wait till nighttime to have a good playing experience. The sun's glaring on that shit in the daytime, and then the sun